Welcome back to the morning drill on this Wednesday morning. Holly Wolf joins us from Titusville Area Hospital. Good morning, Holly. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Great. Who'd you bring in this month?
This is Caitlin Metz. She is our core representative for our region. So she's going to talk a little bit about Donate Life Month, which is April. There's currently a hospital challenge across all of Pennsylvania with the Hospital Association of Pennsylvania and CORE. It's a really great time to educate people about organ donation and really hear the statistics because they're overwhelming, and a lot of people just don't understand what organ donation is, and there's always a fear around that. So she's going to kind of give some more information about that.
Well, great. Well, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hi, thanks for letting me be here.
Yeah, good to see you. So April is National Donate Life Month, but you're not actually giving up your life.
No. We say that at CORE, we don't, ask for your organs until after you're done with them. At CORE, we facilitate organ transplants from people who've passed away to people who are waiting. So it's really, I feel so privileged to be able to do it every day.
When people get their license, I mean, it's a quick 2-second thing that I think most people just, and I shouldn't say most, I don't know what those statistics are, but a lot of people probably say no, or yes, or, but just that 2 seconds of that moment to think about it can make a pretty big impact on
a huge impact. If you are an organ donor after you pass away, you can save 8 lives. 8 people's lives can be saved.
That's incredible.
And the need is so great. Right now in the United States, we have 115,000 people waiting for a life-saving organ transplant. And sometimes I don't think people understand what a big number that is. So if you put together everyone fitting in PNC Park and Heinz Field, you don't even get to that number. So think about that. That's the number of people waiting. And one donor can save 8 lives. You can heal 75 lives through tissue donation, and you can restore sight for 2 people through cornea donation. And like you said, it's really something that's so super easy to do at the DMV, but it is something people don't think about. Most people, if you ask them, say they support organ donation, but in Pennsylvania, only 48% of people are registered. So that's less than half. We have some work to do. And I really hope that people, next time they go to the DMV, will really think about, how many people you can help and choose to designate.
So let's say somebody overlooks that when they're renewing their license. What can they do to correct that?
Thanks for asking, Luke. It's really, really easy.
I have no notes over
there. Nothing.
I don't.
Oh, well, it's great that you're asking.
Holly sent me some stuff.
Yeah. So in Pennsylvania, it's really easy. You just go to core.org, so CORE.org, and there's a button right there that says register. It literally takes 30 seconds. All you have to do is enter your birth date, your driver's license number, an e-signature, and boom, you're registered. It won't be on your driver's license. In Pennsylvania, a lot of people, it says organ donor if they're registered underneath their picture. But if you register online, it won't say organ donor on your driver's license, but you will be registered. So it's a great thing to do. It takes 30 seconds, core.org. It's great. I'm registered. I hope, everyone in my family is registered.
I saw a really touching video maybe a couple months ago on Facebook that went viral. It was, I believe, a bicyclist, a guy that stopped to thank somebody because he had this other guy's daughter's heart or something. Wow. I mean, it was like really amazing to watch.
It was so great, that story. In fact, I got to meet those people last October. Wow. Yeah, wow. I got to meet the dad. So it was his daughter. She passed away on a family vacation, really sadly. She's, I think, in college. And her heart, her organs saved, numerous people, but her heart went to a gentleman and was so thankful that the dad actually, I think, was the one who bicycled and met the heart recipient. And when I heard that dad talk, it just really reinforced for me something that I don't think a lot of people know. Maybe Holly's seen this at the hospital. But, when people are organ donors, they don't just save other people's lives. They really do give their families something to hold on to in the midst of a terrible tragedy. That's what, when you talk to a donor family, a week later, a month later, a year later, that's what they tell me is, I'm so glad that my loved one, the last thing they were here to do on earth was help somebody else. It's a great legacy. And that dad's story really proves that it's a terrible thing that happened. he wishes it didn't happen. Everybody wishes it didn't happen. But in something that can't be stopped after she's passed away, to make sure that she was able to help somebody, it just offers their family a lot of comfort.
Yeah, and I think the part that really got me is when the guy, I think, took his hand and put it up to his chest to feel that heartbeat. Yeah. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
Yeah. So Holly, here locally, what do you guys do to help? I mean, obviously you're here today, but
sure,
this is very important. So what do you do to help spread that message out there?
Yeah, so we've been, we had an event last week at the hospital. Friday was actually National Blue and Green Day for Donate Life. So we had tons of employees participated wearing either blue or green. There's our group photo there. And we had a flag raising ceremony as well. So if you drive by the hospital, you'll see that Donate Life flag flying. That'll be for the month of April. And then we have some information set out in our lobby all during the month of April as well, and I have lots of posters and things hanging actually throughout the community, just to kind of remind people, and also that information is on there as far as statistics and where they can go to donate or to sign up to donate, and it's also all that information's in the hospital lobby as well. So our wonderful auxiliary members are reminding people of that as well.
8:51. This is the morning drill on Stream Television. Armstrong and the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. I don't know what it is about the donation part of it. If it just mentally you think, oh, that happens in larger places, but it's really important here.
Yeah.
To know what it means to be an organ donor.
Yeah, it's a wonderful gift that you can give someone else, but talking about it here at home, at your own dinner table, where you live with your community, with your family, with your friends, is also really, really important. I mean, needing an organ transplant is something that can happen to anybody at any time. The people who need them don't have to be chronically sick. It could be a virus that spreads to your heart and suddenly you need a heart transplant. I mean, I've known that to happen to many people. So it can really hit anyone at any time in any community. It's important to talk about it here in Titusville. But also, when I talk to families, I say, remove this burden from your loved one. Think about that. Think about when your loved one dies unexpectedly, because in order to be an organ donor, you have to pass away a certain way. You can have any sort of medical condition, you can be any age, nothing like that would stop you. But what does stop somebody from being an organ donor is really the way they die. And it's a sudden death usually. And so, I tell families, remove this burden off of your loved ones. Let's say that you tragically, suddenly died. Do you want them to not know how you feel about this and have that added burden on them? Yeah. No. So no matter what you choose, please have this conversation with your family. Let them know what you want. Let your friends know. Really spread the word.
What's that time frame, do you know, when somebody passes? If you're not in a hospital or in an emergency situation, right?
Right.
I mean, if you pass away on vacation or whatever, how long do they have to take the body and to set it up so that they can recuperate those organs?
Well, actually, it's really good that you bring that up, because you actually have to die in a hospital, as Holly probably knows, to be an organ donor. You can't pass away, at home or in an accident. You have to pass away in the hospital. And it's only after somebody's passed away that CORE or the other, in every state there's a group like CORE that does all of this management of the donor. And it's only after somebody's passed away that we are really involved in the process and any, preparations begin to be made. And once we allocate and everything, these organs cannot be, they have to be transplanted very quickly. A heart has to be transplanted within 4 hours, liver within 12 hours. Kidneys can stay, before they're transplanted up to 24, 48 hours even.
Really?
Wow.
So, yeah. So, if somebody passes away here in Pennsylvania and their perfect match who's waiting is in California, we can do that. But in terms of heart, lungs, those organs...
But you're still not taking a bus to get there. I mean, you're still in a hurry to get those organs. license off.
Yes. And it's so funny. I watch these, and I'm sure you guys have seen them, all of these medical dramas of Grey's Anatomy, Code Black. Yeah. And okay, every single one of them is wrong. I have never seen a core involved. It's like one doctor, going from one room to the other room. It's so bizarre the way they have it set up. The same doctors who treat a patient who's passed away are never going to be the same doctors who are involved in any way in the transplant process. There's a very clear line. The biggest myth out there is that people think they're not going to save your life if they know you're an organ donor. That is just not even true. We don't even know if you're an organ donor until after you all hope is lost, because what's on your driver's license, it's an indication to us, but the hospital still would have to call CORE, and we would have to check our registry online to see if someone's an organ donor.
I was just going to ask about that. Holly, is there like a local database? Is it a national database how's that work? If you're in need of an organ, are you just on the list and...
Right. So we would contact CORE. And we're mandated to do that within, I believe it's less than an hour. Yeah. We need to contact CORE. So our social services or whoever at the hospital would contact CORE and to notify them of that. And then our team at the hospital would then speak with the family, or CORE would speak with the family via phone to determine what their wishes are. And like she said, it's so important that the family knows truly what your wishes are, because you could have that on your license and CORE could have that in their registry, but if you haven't told your loved one and they say, oh, wait a minute, I don't think I'm comfortable with this, like she said, it's one of those decisions that if you don't communicate, if I really wanted to be an organ donor and my husband doesn't know that, and he's kind of like, your time is ticking, and you lose that opportunity possibly.
And probably your frame of mind in that instance isn't thinking about that. You're thinking you just lost a loved one,
right?
And you've got so many other things going on in your head that it's probably easier to have this conversation now, as you're saying.
Right.
That way you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
You can focus on the other things that are coming up. So
exactly.
So let's take this two directions. All right. So your license, you don't have organ donor selected on that.
Right.
What do you do right now to change that?
You go online, core.org/register, or you just go to core.org. There's a big button right there that says register now. It takes 30 seconds. You can register online. And, every time you go to the DMV to renew your license, and this is something that's really important because the renewal period is going out to 8 years. So people
it is?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So that's not here in the next couple of years, that's one of the changes they're going to make. So, if you don't do it online, if you really want to have it on your license and you want to go in and do it, you got to remember to do it every single time. It doesn't carry over, so make sure to check that box. It's right when you're getting your picture taken. They'll look at you and they'll say, read the screen and pick an option, and it'll say, would you like to be an organ donor? You choose yes, hopefully. You choose 1, yes, and then they'll confirm with you that that's what you want to do. And you say yes, and then there you go. It goes on your license. Also, in Pennsylvania, the new driver's license doesn't say organ donor on it. It has a little heart over on the side.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
that's a new change too. But it's really easy to register. And again, just make sure you share your wishes with your family. It's really, really important. My family knows. They're like, Mom, stop talking about it. We know.
Why are you bringing this up at
dinner? It's like all I talk about.
April is National Donate Life Month. And Holly, if folks want more information, how can they get it?
Yeah, we do have a web banner on our website, titusvillehospital.org. They can scroll down, click on that. It'll take them directly to the Donate Life, to their CORE organization, their website, and they can donate from there.
And I like this campaign. This is what a hero looks like.
Yeah.
And it's really, it doesn't take much to become a hero, does it?
No.
And all those people are heroes. The gentleman showing us his body there, he's a living liver donor to his mom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the woman on the bottom with the blue shirt, she received a heart transplant. She's one of those folks who she was pregnant, had her blood flow, problems. So,
guys, thank you so much. Great conversation as always. So, Holly,
thank you.
Kate, thank you for coming in. Thank you.
Thanks.
You said we'd work it out. You said that you had no doubt that deep down we were really in love. feeling